I'd like to start with not video games, but I do a lot of animation work too.
Yes.
And goes to Molly McGee.
Yes.
We love Molly.
We love Molly in this house, don't we? Yeah.
And obviously, I think it was sadly cancelled.
It was, yeah.
And I was wondering how it felt looking back on playing that character and what it meant to you.
It was so meaningful because not only is she such a sweet character, she's so positive and she just wants to put good in the world. That's such a big part of who she is. But Bill and Bob, who made who created the show, they wanted to base Molly's ethnicity off of whoever played her. So she's half Thai, half white, because I'm half Thai and half white. And so much Thai culture is in the show. The family eats durian together. They talk about samprapum, which are like ghost houses that people keep in their homes. So it was really, really meaningful to me that there was so much Thai culture in it. Because Thai people love ghosts, if you didn't know that. So it's kind of a perfect fit. But yeah, it was really meaningful. I'm so grateful that I got to be part of that show. And
how do you feel it came to an end and potentially some of the stories that couldn't be told in the third season? Story?
I really love the way that they ended it because they knew from the beginning what the sort of secret behind Scratch was.
Yeah.
And so when they kind of felt like, okay, this might be the last season, they were able to convince Disney to release like one more episode, basically, wrapping everything up. And I think it turned out so beautiful, and I'm really proud of it. And Dana's so wonderful in it, and it's just really sweet.
I'd also love to touch on that awkward AI demo of Aloy.
Yeah, right.
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of friends in the BAFTA space, like Cissy Jones.
Yeah, right.
That stuff.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you feel about this space where it is now for both an actor who does motion capture and video and live action. So it feels like it's in a very tumultuous place.
Like the games industry in general?
Yeah.
We've been on strike for a little while now, fighting for AI protection. And so, but I think it's an interesting and tumultuous time for everyone, I think, because AI, we're sort of the canary in the coal mine, game performers, but AI people are trying to implement AI in all sorts of creative fields. So I know lots of game developers that are worried about it too. And so it really is a situation where, and SAG-AFTRA has been very clear about not wanting to put a moratorium on AI. We know that this is a tool that people want to use. So how can we use it responsibly? How can we protect our human workers from exploitation and make sure that people get to continue to make a living at this job that they love, while still being open to and exploring new technologies? No one's against that. So I'm really hoping that we can reach a deal that benefits everyone, and I think that is completely achievable because we're not asking for the moon, we're basically just asking to be protected.
I was sort of talk about your role in Mythic Quest.
Yeah.
A producer on the spin-off.
Yeah.
How does it feel to take on that kind of role for the first time?
It was intimidating at first, for sure. I had never run a show before, but I'm really lucky that a lot of the stuff that I did on Mythic Quest really translated, so I found that being a showrunner was really like a combination of being a writer and a director. There's a lot of answering questions, breaking story, and I'm so proud of the stories that we got to tell. I think we made really funny but also really meaningful and moving episodes. And one that I'm really especially excited for gamers to see is that there's an episode that takes place almost entirely within Mythic Quest the game.
Yes.
Yeah. Very much inspired by machinima of the olden days. It's very much like a love letter to games and that community, and also to fandom in general, creatives in general. So we're really proud of it, and people seem to be really enjoying it, which is really gratifying.
I'm taking you on a whirlwind with different topics, so I apologize.
No.
So you play Chloe Price.
I do.
Australia.
Yeah.
A really iconic character. But in Double Exposure, the most recent game, it was revealed that Max and Chloe along the way broke up. Which is really sad.
Right.
Yeah, I'm wondering how you feel about that almost iconic romance developing in a way that perhaps fans didn't expect.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an interesting thing being an actor because you imbue so much of yourself into these characters and you work really hard to bring them to life, but ultimately you sort of have to pass them off. You have to leave them behind. So, they decided that's what was best for the game, and I respect that. My own canon in my head, I might not have written it that way, but we all got our head canons. So it's a funny thing to be like, I love that character and I put so much of myself in her, and then she sort of is someone else's baby now, and I, But yeah, it is an interesting thing. It's like a very surreal part of being an actor to see that kind of thing happen.
So, final question. Speaking of putting yourself into a character, one of the most delightful surprises as a queer person myself in Forbidden West DLC.
Yeah.
So Aloy.
Yes.
I have a romance with a female character.
Yes.
And I was wondering, is that how you envisioned that character from the beginning when you played them? Is it in your head? Or is it something that perhaps grew over time with the material?
I personally always imagined Aloy as queer. This is me. This is Ashley the actor. Don't at Gorilla. This is not canon. This is just me. I kind of think she's Demi a bit. That's sort of my take on her.
I thought she was somewhat ace.
Interesting. Yeah, I could see that. I think she's had some stuff to work through to kind of, you know what I mean? So I think she had to work through some stuff to sort of even open herself up to the possibility of like, I deserve this. What would this look like? But I think she has to really respect the person to have that connection. Yeah. So that's my take. It's just my take.
Leave Ashley alone.
Don't act Gorilla. That's just my take on her. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You too. Take care.
You too. Have a good night.